Hello again everybody, and welcome back to more of Let's Play Outlaw Golf. In the last episode we took care of the second event, Tough Crowd here, and this time, as I mentioned in the last episode, we are going to do Outlaw Range for our 7th episode, our 14th episode, and our 21st episode. So, I'm just showing off the ones that we're doing, which is all the first events there, so. And let's go ahead and upgrade our fairway woods to the Python woods that we got from the last event. So yep, and basically loft medium, speed spin medium, distance good, intermediate clubs that offer good distance from the fairway but can be difficult to control. So therefore, yeah, you're gonna lose a little bit of control, but yeah, it's just gonna be hard to control. So yeah, nothing big there. And the first event is and the first event of the Outlaw Golf Range is the putt rages or whatever it was. And I actually got kind of lucky here with being able to film all of these events in one episode, so yay for that.
Welcome, my friend, to the first putting event we call Putt Rages. As you can see, there are many holes to choose from on the practice green. In this game of skill, you have 10 balls to sink into any hole you like. But in order to prove your greatness and move on, you must earn 1,000 points. Good luck, amigo.
And yeah, I was trying to show off all the holes, you know, that you can putt to any hole, but I didn't really do a very good job of that. And then I kind of got myself in this weird angle that I couldn't get out of, so that was kind of weird. So yeah, kind of a strange start, I guess, but and yeah, basically, yeah, you have to putt it. You can putt it any hole that you want. Yeah, I pressed the wrong button there. I meant to do that. I meant to press the Y button to show the points that you can get for making those putts. Like, let's say the one in the very back was 327, you know, and there's some that's 265, 147, 203, you know, 291, 469, or, yeah, you know, and like I said, you can make any of those putts if you want. You can make this either really short or really long, so, but as we go further on, the challenges will be harder, definitely. Yeah, I kind of effed around here for a little bit longer than I probably should have. I should have probably only taken me about maybe about 5 golf balls. Yeah. And yeah, in every event there is gonna only be 10 golf balls that you are available. That, I mean, there are only 10 shots, I guess, that you got. So yeah. And right here, like I said, I messed around a lot longer than I probably should have, because in most cases, in fact in all cases, it's hardly ever, it's like almost never worth going for the 600 point holes, because the putts are really hard to read, and it just does not work for some reason. It just does not really work in your favor because of the lack of accuracy for the fat Edna putters and whatnot, or putter, sorry, singular. Yeah, it's like literally in every event, it is not worth going for like the 600 point holes, unless you kind of have unless you're pretty far behind and you get a lucky break. Pretty much the idea though is to try to actually yeah, and this is when I stopped messing around. I finally just kind of get to it. But the idea is to try to spread out the points evenly. So like, let's say you had 10 balls to get 2,000 points, you know, you could either generally do each one that's 200 points, or you could do like a 200 point and then like a 400 point and then do a 300 point and then do like a 100 point, you know. But basically to make the putts as short as possible. I mean, yeah, try not to get too drastic with the putts as far as the length is concerned, unless you're just that far behind. But either way, like if you let's say, and yeah, I went ahead and finished it. It was, like I said, it's not too bad. It's actually, these first events are actually really easy. I actually had absolutely no problem with them, and you could see his statistics were pretty very close to be balanced out. Yeah, so we're just gonna improve on the distance here a little bit and the accuracy. And don't worry, we will. Yeah, and usually you'll get about. I think you get 15 points for each one, and then like there's some that you'll actually get 20 on. And I don't know if there's any other ones that you would get more points or less points for, but we'll find out as we go along and do these outlaw ranges in the future. So, yeah. And I believe this next one's the driving. The driving of. In fact, I know it is.
Alright, you cheeky bog trotters. Welcome to the first driving range event. A little something we call driving me crazy. This is pretty freaking simple. You see that little white ball? Your job is to pound the snot out of it. The further the bloody thing goes, the...
Yeah, and I didn't mean to cut off his intro right there, but yeah, same kind of basic thing is, you know, keep hitting it as far as you can until you get the number of yards acquired. And as you could obviously, you can see that my 3-wood's actually way further than the driver, so yeah, we just use that the entire time. And yeah, I mean we can't hit the ball too far right now, but it's quite plentiful, I guess, for this event. Now in the future Outlaw Range events, you will have to cover much more ground in order to actually win these events. I would say these are probably the easiest ones, as long as you don't slice it or anything like that. I mean, not that often, or even at all for that matter. But what I love about the Outlaw Range for the driving is that it helps you to avoid hitting hooks and slices off the tee. Because you get a lot of practice and getting used to the swing itself. So, you know, if you want to improve on your driving, you know, you can do this, and then you can go like, yeah, you can like keep hitting it, and then if you want to finish it, that's fine. And then if you want to just keep practicing on the swing itself, then you can just get almost there to the end and then just press pause and then restart or quit or whatever like that, and then just do it again basically. I played this course several times already, so that's why I actually have gotten plenty of practice in that regard. So actually I would say the next two are probably the hardest two in this game. Well, actually no, I wouldn't say that. I think the putting and the pitching are going to be the hardest, in my opinion. Because I remember it took me the longest time to get the pitching for the final event, and also, yeah, I already got it. I guess I skipped right there. I do apologize for that. Yeah, I did. I knew the time didn't look right over here, so yeah, I don't know why this is going to be skipping any video. I didn't even do this. I'm not even doing this live. This is kind of stupid, but oh well. I guess because I recorded this after I recorded the last episode, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Oh well. Not much I can really do about that, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why. That also was kind of dumb. That kept saying that, oh, or it was a problem saving your auto-saving to your memory card, you know. And then this is the pitching, obviously, because it said pitch and strut, but this one can be challenging, I would say, to say the least.
Hi people, welcome to the pitch and strut. The object of the game is to hit the golf ball into the bucket. I know it sounds hard, but it really is. If the ball bounces out of the bucket, you get nada. That means nothing in Portuguese. Now, you're gonna get 10 balls to start, and you have to score at least 600 points in order to move on to the next round. But don't worry, 600 isn't a lot. I can barely eat that many calories in a day.
Okay, I think the intro is done. Okay, yes it is. Okay, so basically, yeah, not very hard to explain, but yeah, you just basically get the ball in the bucket, in a sense, in the literal sense, yeah, in the literal sense. And, a few things to point out. For one, I think you will almost always need backspin, because the ball will roll like hell. Yeah. And the reason why I went for the highest one here is because I could. And if you want to go for the highest point ones, it kind of depends on what you're set up with. In this case, I was actually set up with something pretty easy. And if the highest point buckets are on this side, I would always recommend to go on the right side because, yeah, because it's much flatter and you have a much better chance of hitting it in the bucket. And something else to point out for future reference, that if you hit inside the bucket and the ball actually goes out of the bucket, it doesn't count. You have to do it. You actually have to make sure it stays in there, which is why I recommend backspin to the fullest. That way it slowly goes into the bucket rather than just aggressively hits it and bounces back out. So, yeah. And if you hit the side of the bucket, obviously you don't get it. So, yeah. So like I said, it's probably best if you get a bucket with the highest point setting on the right side. It makes that event much easier, and yeah, it will take you some experimenting with seeing how the ball rolls and everything like that once it even hits the ground, because you could tell it turns kind of weird in a way. So yeah, like I said, it takes a little bit of experimenting, but after a while you'll get it, and it won't be very challenging at all. Like, that took me actually the least amount of time compared to all the rest of them, so yay for that. And I do apologize for talking to the intro, so yeah.
You get 10 balls to start this round, so grab a wedge and start the pound. But if you don't get 2,000 points, you ain't moving on, and that will disappoint. Word.
Okay, I think the intro is done now, so yeah, you basically want to, I showed off all the greens right there just so you have a good idea of what the point setting is. The point setting will not change. I can guarantee you that. Or at least I'm pretty sure anyway. The point settings do not change from each time you play. The one I went for was the 900, and that's because it's the easiest. I think it's the easiest where you can get a lot of points on, and yeah, basically you use a lot of backspin, and you make sure that ball hits the rough first, and then it just slowly rolls up there to the top. And right here I wanted to show off how, I wanted to give you an idea of how to hit it onto the green on the 1300 point green, which I actually failed right here because I sliced it or something, or I hooked it. No, I hooked it like pretty bad, so I pretty much pull off the same shot again. Except for I do it right this time. But yeah, this is basically how you do it. Is put a lot of backspin on it and have it. And if the wind, well, yeah, if the wind's not terrible, and yeah, if it's like how it was, this is pretty much the easiest way to do it. It's just to get a lot of backspin on it and hit it short. But of course, if there's a headwind, then you adjust accordingly. And yeah, this event could be pretty easy. Yeah, and it skipped again. Oh my gosh. That's nice to know, I guess. Yeah, take off the composure because you don't really need composure so much. It's like one of the least necessary attributes in this game. because you can always just fight your way back to the top. So yeah, so we're getting close to the end here. So I will see you guys for ladies' night back at Turnpike Belly. And I don't know what to say for the last 4 seconds. I guess bye bye. Oh yeah, like always.